this episode of Can's Troubles, I check into my second hotel, visit the beautiful San Blas Islands, and take my first bar crawl, and also visit the Panama Canal. After 4 nights of staying at the Plaza Patilla Inn, I decided to switch it up and go to another hotel. This is the JW Marriott. It's the former Trump Hotel and was the Trump Hotel from 2011 to 2018 when new ownership took a majority stake in ousted the Trump name and the organization. Now this is a 5-star hotel in the business and financial district. A little bit about the hotel. It has 369 hotel condominium units, 628 residential condominium units, 1,500 parking spaces, 36 retail shops, a casino, and more. This is the bathroom, as you've seen a second ago, the tub and the sinks, and we're about to go through these doors here. This, of course, is the shower, first of all, and in this second door is the toilet. I really do like how they have this separated. I've never seen it done like this before. I thought it was unique and pretty cool. Now here you see the curtain, depending on who you're staying with, you can have privacy or not. And then this is the main area with the bedrooms. And one of the best parts about this hotel, which you're about to see, is going right out here onto the patio. Now you can see how great and beautiful this is. I was on the 22nd floor. There's 70 stories altogether, and there is a restaurant and bar on the 66th floor, which has an infinity pool as well. Now these are some of the other buildings, some of the other condominiums that people stay in. You can see the pools that they have. Here to the right is the pool for the hotel, and then you'll see behind that pool is an infinity pool right behind it overlooking the water. Very beautiful. At this point here, we're at the port. It costs $25 to get to the port. That amount is not included in the total cost that you pay to go on this tour. A little bit about the San Blas Islands. They consist of over 365 islands and keys, of which 49 are inhabited. Now a little bit about this tour. They pick you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it is a very long day. It is a total of 14 hours. From Panama City, it takes about 2.5 hours to get to the port. Once you're at the port, it takes about a 40-minute boat ride to get to the Keys, or the first set of islands. You also get to visit the 3 islands, and you also get to swim in a natural pool if you choose to do so. Now, some of the things that you can do on this tour are activities such as snorkeling, volleyball, swimming, kayaking, etc. They'll feed you for lunch. When you go on this tour, you do need to have your passport with you. If you don't bring your passport or forget it, you cannot go on the tour because you need that for the border and also for the port crossing. Now that 2.5 hour drive to the port is kind of long going both ways, and we'll get a little bit into it later of why it was fun, but in another way why it wasn't as fun. Altogether, you get to spend about 5 hours on the islands.
Say hi.
In total. It was a very, very enjoyable time. I loved every minute of it, and I wouldn't hesitate to go back again. This is the first island that we went to. I met 2 incredible and amazing people, Harris from Scotland and Valencia from Canada. We all were on the same van, and we hit it off almost immediately, so we decided to chill and spend the day together while we were island hopping. In life, it is extremely important that you meet other people who have share similar interests and passions with you.
I don't know. I mean, I got shorts if I want to. Just put on the water shoes for now.
You know, a lot of times with me traveling, other people don't travel. They're generally disinterested in hearing about travel, and so when you have somebody else who's just as passionate with you about it, it's a great thing. Some other people who don't travel just are happy and supportive of you because even if they can't travel, they feel as if they can live vicariously through you.
Artist? Where are these friends? Artist? This is artist?
Yes, Karen.
It's for you, and your package include one chair and one umbrella for you.
One
Yes,
chair,
over
one
there,
umbrella?
the last. We have
Okay.
the chair. We have kayaks. The chair for you is in,
Oh,
in your,
kayaks,
yes, in your package include one umbrella, one chair, and kayaks. It's coming for you. It's towel and snorkel, okay? Wait.
Gracias, thank you.
I don't get no towel.
Different company, guys.
Pardon?
Different company, different reservation the agency.
Did you guys bring towels?
Yes.
Did you guys if y'all bring any extra towels?
I think I took the other one I had out of the swim to that boat.
Go ahead, let me videotape you shoot the boat. Because, you know that's aerospace. Even though I'm not American, I still can't swim.
Oh no, I can't swim either.
So
So.
how you gonna suggest we gonna do something that you can't do?
Oh no, I was gonna let you do it and I was gonna watch.
Oh, you want me to drown? You wanna swim to the boat?
You go if you like.
Pardon?
Go if you want.
You know okay?
You see anything?
You want me to drown?
That's it. That's part of your whole experience. We're not going to hold you back.
No. My mom wants me to come back in one piece. She already doesn't like when I do things like this.
Interesting.
Your mom don't like you traveling either. Oh,
She's
my
like,
mom.
just stay home as much as possible, kind of.
Yeah,
Which is not me.
You're strong. Yay, you did it. Are you okay? You gonna quit? Did it? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Is that what they say? Yay, you did it! Oh, woo! All I know is I'm gonna break all my feet and my nails. I need them. Doing?
Then unfortunately there's the third type of people who are envious or haters or jealous, and they will never own up to it, but they'll always make type of underhanded comments and things like that. And unfortunately a lot of times that comes from your friends and even family. So as I said before, it's very important that you meet other like-minded people in life and share your ideas, dreams, goals, ambitions, and passions with them. as you can see, these islands are absolutely beautiful. White sand beaches, the beautiful crystal clear waters. They also have options where you just don't have to do a day trip. You can stay for multiple nights if you want to too, and you'd actually stay and sleep on the island. Now, they do turn off, like any electricity or anything that they have is turned off at night, and you basically would have basic amenities as if you was just on a deserted island. That's not for everybody, but if I ever go back, that's something that I definitely would like to do in the future.
That's enough. Exactly.
We heard some Valencia exchanged numbers and said that we would keep in touch. I've actually texted and chatted with Valencia a couple times since her trip, and she actually texted me and wished me a happy birthday as well recently. Now, this is one of the reasons why I'm only going to give San Blas Islands 3.5 out of 4 stars. You leave from Panama City and you drive for a while, but then you get to this road, which probably takes about an hour before you get to the port to go to the islands. And as you can see in this video, it's just like pothole hell the whole entire time. Like for an hour, you constantly hitting bumps and getting whiplash and jerking all around for like an hour on the way there, as well as on the way back. Besides that, it was a great experience, but they need to fix this road because this is just horrible. Just wanted to remind you all how good we have it here in America. Things aren't perfect, but things can be far worse.
Caught a lick up the net, I'm the shit. 100 bits on the net, shopping trip. Bad bitches never fuck with counterfeits, but the lame bitch level up the loose connects. Weigh the stacks, make a plan to attack. A whole wet, her career cul-de-sac. My boy's accent, another fire track. I'ma go ham, we gon' get that bag back. Every morning 8 a.m. you bet I'm hitting the squats. So the gram look pretty with my ass on the yacht. All my bitches independent, they be making a lot. Whole crew getting litty off a couple of bops. But if I gotta chase a check, then I'm not nice. If I gotta send a threat, shoot the shot twice. And if the contract shit won't sign it, bitch, I won't sign it. If I gotta kill a hoe, I'm Mula Rambo. Eating all these bitches up like we are Nando's. But I keep his endo, smoke a Palo Santo. Swerving my kawaii little Prius, fuck a Lambo. And if you gotta throw shade, cause I'm too hot, don't forget the lemonade, number 2 scotch. Every single second looking brighter on my wristwatch. Like we at the tip top, but this is just a quick stop. I'm a dumb, don't forget, hand me the cash, don't do checks. In my zone, I'm a flex, pass me the gas, I don't do X. All these silly little minis out of their mind, a Percocet. Sober or Heineng, stay the best. But if I gotta chase a check, then I'm not nice. If I gotta send a threat, shoot the shot twice. And if the contract shit won't sign it, bitch, I won't sign it. Cause I got a lot of dope stacking kilos. Fuck a bracket, stash shit all in Puerto Rico. So if a contract shit, I won't sign it.
Go, go! So the name of the show is A la Verga. Translating to fuck it all.
Alright guys, so after the bar crawl was over, I went to catch a taxi to go home. As soon as I get in the car, the guy's trying to asking me if I want to go see some girls. He pulls out his phone. He starts showing nude pictures of a bunch of different women. Asked if I want to see the girls. I told him no, I want to go back to my hotel. So then he asked me if I smoke weed or if I do coke. I said no, I want to go back to the hotel. So I told him I need to stop past the ATM to get some cash so that I could pay him. We're using each other's phones, using Google Translate, and when I go to get out of the car to the ATM, I know he still has my phone, so I said, hey man, I need my phone back. And he's playing dumb, asking me, are you sure you had it with you and everything? So I know he's playing games because, yeah, I'm sure I had it with you. I said, yeah, because you were using it for Google Translate. So he starts looking around the car, and then he pulls my seat back, looking under my seat, and voila, there goes the phone. Like, I'm stupid and didn't know what was going on. My concern was that if I get out of this car, he's going to speed off and drive away with my phone. And then I'm in another country and I don't have my phone. That would be horrible. So he gives me my phone, I get out, go to the ATM, and as I'm at the ATM, he's walking all up on me, and it's like he's trying to stare to see what my PIN number is. So I like push on, I'm like, hey man, get back. So as I'm withdrawing the cash, he walks back up to me again, and on Google Translate, he says his services are $50 an hour. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what, are you a prostitute? Like, I'm not paying you no $50 $50 an hour. What the hell are you talking about? This is just a taxi cab ride. So when I told him no, then he goes into Google Translate again, changes it to $20. So I said, at this point, I was like, man, I'm out of here, because I had caught from my hotel to Casevejo, which is the old town, but it's also the party area. From my hotel with an Uber, it was $4 to $6 each time, and with a taxi one time, it was $10. So no way was it $50, nor was it $20. Like, you trying to play games and you trying to play me. So at this point, I walk off. As I'm starting to walk off, there's a police officer conveniently there. I say, hey, officer, this man's trying to scam me. I don't know if the officer didn't know English or he was ignoring me or was in cahoots with the dude, but I got absolutely no with the officer. So I just walked away, and the dude's like, come back, and I just ignored him. So I'm aware of my surroundings and where I'm at this point, and so I knew my way back to the hotel because I've been walking around a lot while I was there. So I'm walking, and about 10 minutes later, I done crossed several streets and did this, did that. Next thing you know, the damn taxi cab driver pulls up beside me again, and he's saying, get in the car. So at this point, like, I snapped and I lost it. I was already drunk. I was irritated and frustrated. So I started screaming at the top of my lungs and cussing out, like, get the out of here. Go, leave me alone. So I'm screaming at this dude, and when I finally get done, he don't even react in an angry man or anything. He just said, so calm and cool, he said, get in the car. So I'm like, this dude is crazy, man. So I turn the other direction. I start walking the other direction. By then, there's another taxi cab driver in the area, and he said, hey, is everything okay? At this point, I was like, man, I told him, I was like, I don't trust nobody at this point, because I don't know if this taxi is in cahoots with him or anything. So I go back to the hotel, and I tell them, hey, if anybody comes here looking for me or asks for my hotel number, do not give it to them. I don't know if he was going to do that or not, but I told him what hotel I was going to, so, I was a little bit concerned. So anyway, I just wanted to give you this story in this context to let you know that, when you're on your travels, there's always going to be people trying to run a bunch of scams and different things on you. You have to stay vigilant, because if you show any type of fear or weakness or nervousness or whatever, they're going to eat you up alive. I've had these type of things happen a couple times. This was the craziest one, and you just have, if they act crazy with you, if they buck up with you, you got to buck up with them too. Depending on the situation, you got to use your brain and use some street smarts and stuff too, because you don't always want to do that in every situation. But I just wanted to share that story with you, and just make you aware to just pay attention and to look out when situations like this arise. Next up is the Panama Canal. It connects the Atlantic with the Pacific Ocean, and it's one of the most difficult projects ever done. Construction of it began in 1904 and was completed in 1914. It was further extended in 2016. Colombia, France, and the United States at one point or another all controlled it. At one point, it was the U.S. in joint control, However, Panama took over in 1999. In 1914, about 1,000 ships per year sailed through, and by 2008, almost 15,000 went through annually. The Panama Canal is one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Now, another interesting fact that I learned while I was visiting the Panama Canal, especially when France was in control. Back then, with mosquitoes and all, they didn't really know that mosquitoes were causing diseases. So a lot of people working on the canal caught malaria as well as yellow fever. At one point, as many as 200 people were dying per month from diseases. Overall, over 22,000 people died from either disease or accidents while France was in control of the Panama Canal. Now here you see this huge boat. We were already waiting to go through the locks, but we had to wait an extra 20-30 minutes for this boat to get into this little passageway with us as well before they would lower the water and open up the locks. A little bit about this tour. It lasts about 5 or 6 hours. You go through 2 of the locks. There's also a longer one where you can go through all of the locks that lasts for about 12 hours, but that would have been entirely too long. They feed you. It's a really cool tour. This is another one that I would definitely recommend. Now here comes the cool part. Once you're ready and all the boats are in there that's going to go, at that point the water starts to drop, the boats drop down as well. So almost think of it like a bathtub with a rubber ducky. If a rubber ducky's sitting in the bathtub and the water starts to drain out, that's basically what the water does to the ship. So they all get lowered down, and once they get down to a certain level, the locks start to open up. The lock gates help the vessels enter into the canal. They lift them to a higher level and later or drop down to sea level at the other end of the canal, and vice versa if you're going in the opposite direction. Now altogether, the chambers need to be filled with 26,700,000 gallons of water. The water locks are filled or emptied in less than 10 minutes, and the gates take about 2 minutes to open. At this point, I know one of my friends is watching the video and saying that I need to talk some more again. They've been one of the ones giving me advice saying that I don't talk enough. So I've been making an effort to talk more. But at this point, I mean, just enjoy the view, enjoy the scenery, and just chill, relax. Everything don't have to be filled with words. Just breathe. Pretend like you're on the boat and you're looking at the sights too. Look at the beautiful cargo ship, the buildings in the backdrop. I mean, it's just nice and it's beautiful and everything. Just pretend you're there and meditate. But if you do meditate, like, don't close your eyes because I still want you to watch the video. So, like, meditate with your eyes open, but just breathe a little bit and just enjoy the ride. Now, this little cool but strange looking place is actually a museum. It's called the Biomuseo. Lastly, I would suggest that if you come to Panama that you learn at least a little bit of Spanish. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, but I didn't remember any of it. And so it was a little bit rough at times being down here. I couldn't get away with some of the things that I normally get away with in other countries because a lot of them spoke more English. Last of all, I just wanted to say this is episode number 48, and we are soon fast approaching episode 50. I can't believe it. Seems like yesterday when I just started this, but it just goes to show that when you're having fun, time flies. With that said, I want to do something special and get back to you all. So I have some little contests, giveaways, things of that nature. Just basically my way of saying thank you for those who rocked with me since the beginning and me giving back to you all. I think sometimes people fail to realize, like, when you're doing something that you're passionate about and you love, you're not really worried about views or this or that or anything else. Misery loves company. So with that said, we're going to move along. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more announcements going forward in the future.